Hi guys, welcome to Root Stem and welcome to this painting tutorial for these 3 different Commissar Yarricks painted real quick. Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me. On today's video we are painting 3 different Commissar Yarricks. 1 metal, 1 plastic, 1 Finecast. We're going to be showing you kind of what you need to do to be able to prep the models, and we're going to take it from there really. Yep, this is the only model I know that's in 3 different formats that I can get a hold of, and genuinely I need it within about 24 hours. So let's get cracking. Okay, so we've sprayed all of the models. As you can see, I've kept Yarrick from his unique base because I want to kind of paint them separately. Quite easy with Yarrick. Majority of the time he's a Commissar, so most of his equipment is going to be black. So we've sprayed up and painted all of the Chaos Black on everything. And I'm going to use an airbrush now to try and get his cloak done. Yeah. He's got bluish boots, but I can sort that out in a moment. So all we're going to do is to kind of airbrush on some Dark Reaper, and then maybe, yeah, because that's quite a nice bluish colour, and then dry brush some Dark Reaper and then some Mechanica Standard Grey. Now when it comes to the dry brush, you're going to have to be really careful with the metal one, because sometimes the abrasion of the brush can rub it off, especially with the metal underneath, because it's not soft. It's just something, if you want to varnish in between the airbrush and maybe give it a little tiny bit, maybe like another colour, or maybe some laminate medium or something like that on top, just to try and protect it before you come to dry brush, you can do that. It's just an extra step that you need to do. Dark Reaper airbrush has been done. We are now going to actually dry brush the entire model with Dark Reaper again. This will then pick up, because the airbrush is a bit thinner, so it will not be as deep. This will pick up the edges, and then we'll be able to do a very kind of spotty edge highlight, as it were, with the Mechanica Standard Grey. Okay, we have got some silver on the actual models as well. So all the dry brush has been done and silver has been applied. Come on, focus, you bugger. Maybe not. Oh, I'm taking them all out now. Silver has been applied onto all of the actual figures apart from the base at the back. What I'm now going to do is to take some Nuln Oil. We're going to take some contrast medium and we're going to mix it together. 75% Nuln Oil, 25% contrast medium. I do into little tiny pots here. I'm going to give it a good shake. I'm going to put it on all of the black cloaks that we've done and all of the silver. So all of that's going to be coated in this stuff, and then we'll wait for that to dry. Go on to the next stage. Models coming along. We've got the silver down. We've got the ink wash that we've done nice and dried. Let us get some Rhinox hide. We're going to put the Rhinox hide on any bit that's going to be leather, any bit that's going to be red, any bit that's going to be gold, any bit that's going to be yellow. They're all going to get the Rhinox hide treatment. Okay, brown has been applied. So on a lot of this stuff we're going to be doing different colours. First off, we're going to be doing kind of the underskirt on this type of model, and on some of the wrists where the cloak has been kind of rolled back, we're going to do a very darkish red. So I'm going to mix the bestial brown with some corn red, and that's kind of going to be the colour for that area. And while we've got the corn red out, you might as well do the normal red areas. The three faces of Yarrick are now coming together nicely. We've got the corn red on, and we're going to highlight that corn red. Not on the cloaks, so as you can see from that one, I've got the cloak kind of like underneath, and we've glued him down. So we're not going to highlight the cloaks, we're going to highlight the weapons, and we're going to come in with some Evil Sun's Scarlet. So our red is nearly finished. We're probably going to go with a Wild Rider red, just for some edge highlighting on some of these pieces. Now we've got quite a lot of the brown stuff left to do. So we've got some bone that need doing. We're going to do that with Ushabti bone. We've also got some leather that needs doing. We're going to get some Doombull brown onto that. And then the little sort of tiny bits, I can't remember what they are called unfortunately, but all three models have got them, and we're going to use some yellow. So we're going to start off with some Tau Light Ochre, and then kind of hit the strands a little bit with some Avalon Sunset. So note about the bone, once your Ushabti bone has dried, cover it in Skeleton Horde. Then once that's dried, dry brush the skeleton bones, or apply sort of like thin bits of Screaming Skull to the bone areas. Okay, progress. Got his golds down, got his yellows down finally. We're now going to need to get some faces done, but we're also going to do those laurels. So they're going to be done in green. And all we're going to do is to put some Caliban green down as the base, and then kind of like paint the leaves, leaving a recess with Warpstone Glow. You shouldn't really need much more than that, with it actually being a model that's going to be at a distance. And while we're messing around with the greens, we're going to paint the faces, all of them, with Wraithbone. Okay, now I'm wanting kind of like a paler skin, hence why I'm doing it this way rather than my usual. So we're going to hit Yarrick now with Guilliman Flesh Contrast Paint. And there we go. 3 painted up Commissar Yarricks real quick, and in quite a decent nick, to be honest with you. Well, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button if you do want to see more, and we'll see you for our next video.